Wow, welcome back to another episode of Off the Bench Podcast. And as y'all see by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about the truth about Ace Bailey. Now, before we get into that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all already know it don't cost a dime, a penny, a nickel to support over here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below. But let's go and get into it, man. The truth about Ace Bailey. You know, I got questions on why I don't see a lot of people, especially, I guess because the team to make the NCAA tournament, they didn't make March Madness. I don't even think they made I think they Big 10 or Big 12. Whichever one at Rutgers, I think they Big 10. I don't think they make the Big 10, tournament either. I guess their team wasn't just as good, so his name not getting as talked about as much. But at the beginning of the season, coming in, he was one of those type of prospects that had hype around his name, talking about that he can be potentially a number one overall pick and things like that. And I'm here today to kind of sum things up about his games, the pros and cons and what he brings to the table. I think he's one of the best prospects, and in the draft class, I definitely think he should be a top 3, nothing less than a top 5 pick. If he go 6, 7, 8, I'm gonna be highly shocked, and I just don't understand because, with somebody with a 6'10" frame, with his scoring ability and type of, the arsenal that he possesses, it's gonna be hard for somebody to drop that low with the type of, toolbox that he possesses, and, with him having a raw game. But Ace Bailey, he was one of the best scorers. He came in being a true freshman, being one of the best scorers in the country. He had 3 30-point games on the season, 7 20+ per games. He had 7 games where he scored 20 or more in college this year. He averaged like 18, 9 and 1, which he that's one of the cons that he need to work on. I think he need to work on his passing ability a little bit more, work on his playmaking, creating shots, not just looking for his own shots, but creating shots for others, especially at the next level, knowing that you're going to be playing there, obviously on the wing, but the wing is so versatile, and now in today's NBA, you need to be able to do a whole lot of things, have a whole lot of things in your toolbox where you can come into an organization and make an immediate impact because, in today's NBA, everybody can score. Everybody can go get 30 in the right, situation, in the right, environment, the right team, the right system. Anybody can go and average 20 and things like that. But what can you do once you get drafted to a team to set yourself apart, to make yourself a winning player, to somebody where, a team can be able to look at you and be like, okay, we can use this. Obviously, he got this to his game, but we need something else where you can be like, okay, this will be a good addition to our team to add on to what we already got. Because sometimes teams just don't draft you to be the franchise player. Sometimes teams draft you to be a piece to what they already adding, a piece of the puzzle of what they already got going on over there. So I think you got to look at it like that. But somebody like Ace Bailey, I think he can be a cornerstone type of franchise player. With his type of scoring ability, I think he got one of the best face-up games in college basketball. Obviously, I just wish he would have he made it to the NCAA tournament where he can be on that big stage where, a lot of scouts or a lot of people, that he not getting the type of notoriety where he could get the notoriety that he should be, and we can kind of see where he really at. On the being at the big stage, he can either barbecue or mildew. Big time players make big time plays, and once you get on the big stage, we're gonna need our big time players to make big time plays. And I wish we would have seen Ace Bailey on that type of scale. But another con that I got, like I said, one con that I brought up already was his passing ability. He only averaged like 1.5 assists, which obviously, like I said, him being a forward and having somebody like Dylan Harper as his point guard and being a facilitator and things like that, he didn't have that much responsibilities of getting his teammates and guys open shots and things like that. But like I said, going into the next level, you never know what your team may ask of you. You never know if you just gonna be able to average 20 shots per game. Going to the next level, you might be in. Because you look at this. You look at this last year draft class. None of those guys that got drafted has came in and been that guy for their team. Not saying that they not impacting or helping their team win games or impacting their team in any way. What I'm saying is they didn't come in being, okay, this is the face of the franchise. This is who we putting our all to. You know, those guys was kind of like, you know, players that kind of, you know, all right, we're going to draft this guy and help build around what we already got and things like that, because we see the type of potential and the type of, you know, tools that he possesses. And I think that will help our team. And then with Ace Bailey, I think that's something that you need to take account. Another thing, you know, a big con in his game, a big flaw in his game is his free throw shooting percentage. He shot 69% from the free throw line this year, which he definitely need to work on. I understand, you know, him being a forward. But like I said, with somebody with his type of touch, with his type of scoring ability, his type of offensive bag that he got, I think he definitely need to work on that and up there. He need to be at least in the 75 range, especially if he want to be, like I said, one of those corner franchise stone players. You know, he's too gifted offensively, too good offensively, and I think he's gonna work on that coming into the draft. You know, obviously he didn't make the tournament. Right now, if I was Ace Bailey, I'd be in the gym. 1,000 free throws, at least 250 free throws before and after every, you know, gym session. I leave the gym, I need to make at least 500 free throws. 250 before, 250 after the session. I need, hey, you gotta get that free throw percentage up. 69% is not a good thing. You know, another thing, he shot like I think I want to say like 29%, 32% from the field, not from the field, but from the 3-point line. He was kind of a streaky 3-point shooter, but I think, you know, that one really his focal point of the game. Like I said, he can also, you know, he got a lot of time till the NBA draft where he can be able to work on these type of things that I'm talking about. But I just see things. I'm just talking about the things, and, you know, speaking about the truth for what a lot of people, and, you know, a lot of these highlight mixes, and you gonna watch, you know, after this, you know, you watch this video, you might go and search up, man, let me go look at Ace Bailey highlights. You might see him knocking down a lot of threes, but that can be deceiving because, you know, as you know, highlight reels ain't nothing but the best moments, you know, that you have in that game, or, you know, that you had throughout the season. So, you know, just breaking it down and watching the game in full totality, you know, watching his game, watching a big piece of his games, and, you know, looking at the numbers and things like that. And, you know, compounding those two, he wasn't a good 3-point shooter. He was very streaky, which I definitely think he can probably get that fixed. He got good mechanics, got good footwork and things like that. And like I said, he got one of the best face-up and mid-range games. To me, I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of people comparing him to like Jabari Smith and like Kevin Durant. But to me, if y'all go back and look at Brandon Ingram when he was at Duke, you cannot tell me that Ace Bailey do not got the same mannerisms, play style, and player movement. That's what a lot of people get underrated. He moved just like Brandon Ingram. Those like same side, they both 6'10", both skinny, both, you know, small framed guys. They like to get to the mid range. Both had good face-up games, like to operate in the high post. I think their games resemble each other perfectly well. I just think the only thing that's different from Brandon Ingram and Ace Bailey at that particular time when Brandon Ingram was that Duke and Ace Bailey being in college, being a freshman, is that Ace Bailey, he's way more athletic than Brandon Ingram was. But to me, their games was kind of identical. That's who I look at in terms of a good comparison for Ace Bailey. Brandon Ingram at Duke is the top tier comparison for Ace Bailey. You know, another thing that I like about Ace Bailey is that he can create a shot and put the ball on the floor, which a lot of guys, you know, like I said, you got the Cooper flags and things like that, but somebody with his type of frame, 6'10", he can handle it. He can, you know, and being under control, that's a big thing. He's not one just going into double teams, going into other opposing teams and drawing a lot of charging calls and things like that. He was driving the ball under control. You know, he knew what he wanted to do. He was very precise. He wasn't just out there over dribbling. You know, a lot of times when you go and watch Ace Bailey play, he was using 2 or 3 dribbles or less, getting to the bucket, and that just shows that he got a high knack of getting buckets. You know, knowing how to score. Like I said, I think to me he's a very polished mid-range scorer. He can do it in the face-up, do it in the post. He got a good turnaround. He got good feet work. And he's excellent in that mid post area, right there above the free throw line, right there both of the elbows. he damn near money. But to me, like Ace Bailey, he definitely like a top 3 draft pick to me. You know, when you talk about Cooper Flag, you gotta talk about Ace Bailey. I think he got the same similarity, same toolbox that Cooper Flag got. You know, the only thing that's different that set them apart is that Cooper Flag is still playing the NCAA tournament. He went to Duke and he had a better team than Ace Bailey did. Now, a lot of people can run to that and say Cooper Flag, you know, it's the main reason why Duke got there. But hey, in the ACC tournament, Duke was still doing that thing when Cooper Flag went out for those 2 games and still handled up and still handled business and things like that. You know, you cannot say the same for Ace Bailey and things like that. So I think Ace Bailey don't get the same credit and love that he get like Cooper Flag, like these other draft prospects. But the truth is, Ace Bailey is probably, if not the best prospect in the draft. I think to me, he's, like I said, a second or third best prospect in the draft. I need y'all to go after this video, hit the like button, make sure y'all subscribe. But make sure when after y'all get done watching the video, y'all go watch some Ace Bailey. After you watch Ace Bailey, you go look at Brandon Ingram Duke highlights. Not when he was in the NBA, but Duke highlights. And I want y'all to tell me, you cannot tell me that Ace Bailey do not remind you of a Brandon Ingram. Not a Kevin Durant, not a Jabari Smith, but Brandon Ingram, man. I'm talking about how they in and out of moves, how they get into their spots where they want to get to on the court. You know, the size, the length, the length, you know, the body frame and things like that, and how they scored and how they operated and moved on the court. It gave me very much Brandon Ingram-esque, but I just had to get that out, man, because I don't think Ace Bailey get the love that he deserved. Somebody that averaged 18, 7, and 1.5. Like I said, you got to get that assist up, but still, Ace Bailey is him. He's one-on-one. He's one of the best players in the draft, in this upcoming draft. He was one of the best freshmen in the whole country. His game showed it. His team just ain't have the type of record where he can reflect, where you can be able to see him on the national tournament stage, which I wish you would have got the opportunities where a lot of y'all would have seen him thrive and where y'all really would have seen his full potential. But outside of that, strengths to me, his mid-range game, his athleticism, and I just think his overall patience and feel for the game, I think that's a good pro for him. And the cons, like I said, free throw shooting will be just 69%, not gonna cut it. Got to work on his playmaking, trying to look for his other teams involved. Sometimes he can get tunnel vision and look for his own shot too much. He need to work on that. And the third thing to me is just, you know, just polishing up and getting that 3-point shooting all the way down, packing where he needs to be, you know, where he want to be at once you enter the draft. Because, you know, hey, NBA playoffs right around the corner. Then right after the playoffs, y'all know it's time for them. It's time for them draft combines and things like that. Which he already a freakish athlete. He can jump out the gym. Like I said, he got the 6'10" body frame and all this. He's very long. I don't know his wingspan and all that, but very long and all that. Which he got a good toolbox and a good foundation where he can start from. If he could just work on those 3 things right there, heading into the draft combine, I don't see no reason why he shouldn't be a top 3 pick. Now, obviously, a team one that's that good, and he went to Rutgers, which they not one of the big name teams like a Duke, like a Kentucky, like a Auburn, like a Florida this year, and all those things, like Houston and things like that. But Ace Bailey is he's one of one, and he's that dude, man. And I just had to make a video about that so y'all can understand who Ace Bailey is. And once y'all get done watching the video, type in Ace Bailey, and the highlights gonna speak for itself. And I'll catch y'all next time.